Good morning. Today is August 16th, Friday. I'll try to make it very short because I think people would not listen if it's a very lengthy conversation. But this is a very short, with less than 5 minutes recording that Shabbat Shalom from Beersheba to all my family and friends. And we, the whole point of these recordings that I do weekly on Fridays to you is to say, how is Torah 3,300 years ago relevant today? So we are doing the final fifth book of Moses, Vaechanan, where Moses is talking to God and tell God, let me go to the promised land. And God says, you're not going. Well, the way they phrase it like, you are not going. Stop asking me. I told you, you did some things that for most people it will be nothing. But for you, you hit the rock instead of talking to the rock. For a person on your level, that's a serious situation. I can't let you go. Moshe doesn't question that, although he tried several times, asked Hashem God again. But basically, Midrash says that he said, you cannot ask me anymore. Stop it. But you cannot ask. Those of you who are Torah scholars will say, you cannot ask, but somebody can. If you cannot ask, who can? People could ask. People for whom Moses stood by all his life, sacrificed everything, his family life, his business, whatever, just for his people. And now he's not going, and people going. So if people would say, God did not tell people, do not beg, don't ask for Moses. He says, you cannot do it, but they could. But Moses could not tell him, hey, guys, go to God and please ask me if you let me in. He thought they can get it. He was not allowed himself to ask people, but people could, and they did not get it. Just imagine if people would come to God and said, listen, our leader Moses for 40 years led us through the desert. Let him go. And you know something? He is not coming, we're not coming also. Just like Moses said to God, if you wipe out my people for the sin of the golden calf, erase me from your book of life. Take me out. I am nothing without my people. I don't want to be around if you God says, okay, you got me, you hijacked me, Moses. And he saved people because that's Moses put his life on the line. People could have said the same thing. We're not coming. And God would say, you got me. So he was appealing to people's sensitivity. Just imagine Moses goes on the mountain to die in the last chapter of the Torah. And people looking, probably crying, mourning him, but then say, okay, well, what can you do? Moses couldn't come with us. They didn't have enough sensitivity. And that is the basis of the Torah, to think for somebody else, not only for you. They let him go. Maybe if they ask God, let him, and God would say, okay, Moses coming with you since you insisted. Maybe Moses would say, I am 120 years old. It's okay. I'm ready to go to God. You go without me. But thanks for asking. Thank you for thinking about me. That didn't happen. Well, I'm sure Moses in his last minutes, in the last hours, in the last day, forgave people even for that. But that was something that I think haunts us, haunts all humanity, and even haunts us, Jewish people, that we think, but sometimes we don't think through, think ahead. What happens to somebody who we love, or even somebody who we don't love. What can I do for him? What can I do for her? What can I do for my brother, my sister, my parent, my child, that he didn't even ask, but I think it would be a nice thing for him. Maybe I can ask him if he wants it, if he needs or she needs attention. That's a sensitivity lesson, and that's what I will finish today recording on this chapter. There's many other things. There's Shema Israel in this chapter. There's the 10 Commandments repeated in this chapter. But I want to concentrate on that one thing, sensitivity. Shabbat Shalom from Beersheba.